At some pages, our brain will be on fire as we try to understand. Yet when we finish reading, well, let me emphasize, this is not a book to read for one time. When you read it again, you may feel that you didn't read it at all. When you meet with a completely new sentence or concept or explanation. In this sense, this book requires repeated readings. Yes, I mentioned the function of the brain, the constitution of consciousness, but the most underlying concept in the book is conscience and comprehension. The book revisits these concepts again and again. Yeah, it also says that within our current comprehension, and because the universe we are in now is a hydrogen universe, within the material cosmos, our emotions and thoughts are but of matter. There's always duality within our universe. We don't know about the systems in other universes. So, upon receiving this influence, a duality, a polarization occurs. And by the motion and the flux between those two poles, the system and the flux of matter advances in our universe. Because of these, we go back and forth between opposites like good and bad, beautiful and ugly, positive and negative, to be involved in the manifestation. So we will talk about the dynamics between such poles, duality, the value differentiation that occurs by our choices. We will also talk about magnetic fields. It is easier to talk about these now that we have quantum theory, or from our daily lives like Wi-Fi signals, or as we talk about people that are in the same wavelengths with us or not. So this concept is easy to understand for anyone. You know, the most fundamental level of our hierarchy of needs is now internet, the Wi-Fi code. Wherever we go, this is the first thing we ask about. So these systems are now a part of our daily life. So we will discuss how a similar system manifests between our being and our current physical body, through these magnetic fields and such transmissions. We will also read how the influences are balanced through transformer stations. We will read about the automatic and semi-automatic phases of comprehension, and also how the complete comprehension cannot be achieved in the hydrogen cosmos. To reach such levels of comprehension, we need to complete this hydrogen cosmos and move to other cosmoses. In other words, we will discuss from where the being comes from and goes through in evolution. Yet what the divine order in the universe tells us is still a cross-section of that journey. Yes, we mentioned the mechanism of destiny. In that context, the book tells us about the individual destiny and communal destinies. Mechanisms and necessities behind all these communal events, such as migrations, are learning mechanism defined as the stem knowledge and the branch knowledge of the being, and how we will complete this hydrogen cosmos in this sense. How the being can advance between the poles of selfishness and duty by making conscientious choices. So, we will be discussing how we can be more conscientious to advance, and we will read the examples and advices given in the book. In this sense, this is a book you can find many things related to your own life. The last part of the book, we can consider the book in three main parts. At this last part is mostly about what awaits the world. To explain about the future destiny of our world, the book talks about what had happened before, that is, before our cycle or system, what happened in the Mu civilization, how the people of the Mu cycle used their knowledge, how this mu cycle has ended. Canceration, which is the current now, had started in the mu as well. And all kinds of natural disasters before mu cycle ended and the continent sunk. And how the cycles ends in a process when the body or material mechanism is not sufficient anymore for the being. So we will read about these in detail. And later, what happens after completing this hydrogen cosmos? You know, we usually say, when we are graduated from this world school, we will go to college because these classroom desks are too small for us. The world matter we currently have our education with is now insufficient for the being that advances towards a more comprehending wider vista. So, we will talk about how we will complete this cycle. This part of the book contains important prophecies, especially important to understand the current time period we are living in, and the coming days better. The book tells us what weather temperatures will be like country by country, due to the global warming, the axis tilt, etc. And then we will read how all of these will lead us to a plan of love, what the plan of love means, and following it, how we will advance towards the plan of duty, what awaits us, the beings in the plan of duty, what are the stages of the plan of duty. So, as you see, we will read pages full of knowledge. Here, I only list these briefly as topics. I wanted to inform you about the topics awaiting you throughout in this video series. So we can have a brief itinerary before we together embark on this reading journey. So you could be prepared for it.